What's up, Internet? It's WILSHOCKER on a mission to shock the world with fantastic content. And today it is economy time. And we are crafting some food with my max level cooking. Let's take a look at my destiny board. We have the cooking skill level 100, and every recipe is also level 100. So what are we going to do with this? Well, in Bridgewatch, I have a cooking station. Oh, it's not mine, but there is a cooking station. 650 silver crafting fee. We're going to move my mammoth over to this location, and we're going to craft some food. Let's see what kinds of food we want to make today. Most popular is the Avalonian beef stew for me. This requires Avalonian energy, however, so let's see here. Let's go to let's do 7.1. I want to use focus. I'm going to do about 2,000 focus. Sounds about right. That's about how much I want to spend on this. This is going to get me a silver per profit of about 200 silver. So about 200 silver per one focus point. So let's say if it's, let's do some math. If it's 2,000 silver times 2,000 focus points per 200 silver, it's going to get me about 400,000 silver for that 2,000 focus, which is going to be all right. It's not bad. It could be better. So I'm going to, let's see, how do I want to do this? There's a lot of pumpkins in my inventory. I don't need that many pumpkins. I'm going to drop some of these pumpkins into my storage, and I'm going to buy some Avalonian energy. That's going to be the move here because I do want to spend about 2,000 focus points on Avalonian beef stew. So let's do that. Boom, 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 boom. That's probably enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000 Avalonian energy. Let's not do 5,000. Let's do 3,000. I'll do 3,000 Avalonian energy for today, and let's see how that goes. Let's go to here. Let's type in Ava energy. Let's do a buy order. Actually, I'll do 3,000 of those. I'm going to pay 2,500 each. That's going to be about 7 million. Okay, so 7.6 million spent on Avalonian energy. I only have 400 Avalonian energy, which means the supply is not there. So we are actually all out of Avalonian energy because I'm not going to spend more than 2,500 on them. So the market is dry on these. So we're going to have to do some adapting. Which means we have to figure out what else we want to sell. Well, what else we want to craft today, which is good. So this is my notepad document that I've been keeping track of the silver per focus, the ingredients, the cost of the ingredients. 7.1 pork omelet we just went over is about 200 silver per focus. 7.2 pork omelet is about 280 silver per focus. That's not bad. I'm going to put a star here. I'll give it 2 stars. We might consider do 7.2 pork omelet. 7.3 is a net loss. Let's see, 7.0 Avalonian. We're not going to do that much Avalonian today, so we're going to skip past the Avalonian. Here's the regular beef stew. Here's the 8.1 beef stew. It's not higher than the 7.2 pork omelets. 7.3. Here's the 8.0. This is the one that I really like to do because it sells well. There's 2,000 to 3,000 sold per day. It's about 1,300 silver per focus. It's very good, Avalonian beef stew is. But we don't have enough Avalonian energy today. So we're going to skip that. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another 2,000 focus points on crafting 7.2 pork omelets. And I'm going to use as much Avalonian energy as I can today on 8.0 Avalonian beef stews. And we're just going to do some resource management today. It's going to be a little messy. Today is not very organized because I was not expecting to run out of Avalonian energy that quickly, quite honestly. So now that we don't have that much Avalonian energy on the market, we're just going to use what we can here. and just craft 50 of these. So that was about 500 focus points. I want to use another 1500 focus points, but I can't because we're all out of Avalonian energy. So I'm just going to craft what I can, as much as I can, because it's not going to be 2000. Okay, not enough resources. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to go back to pork omelets. We're going to do 0.2. We're going to focus. I think that's a good amount. I think that's good. Okay, let's do this. Yes, they do call it cuisine, sir. Excuse me. Okay, so there's our pork omelets. Now we have more focus points to use for the day. Let's do another craft of these. I think that's perfectly fine. I'm trying to spend all of my fish oil because I don't plan on doing any more fish oil. So we'll just ride this out. Okay, there we go. So now we have some nice pork omelets to sell. That's going to give us a little bit more profit for the day. And then we'll just put all our cooking stuff away and wait for the Avalonian energy supply to refill. Was not expecting to run out of Avalonian energy like that because I probably bought a bunch of them as of yesterday. So the market supply is not refueling in Avalonian energy. I'll probably have to travel to a different location to get my Avalonian energy since these have run dry, which is fine. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But I'm gonna sell these. That's a good price. Sell these. That's a good price. Not bad. Now we're just gonna put all my stuff away. I still have a buy order for the Avalonian energy. I've got a lot of buy orders for these. So, we want to, you want to use your resources as fast as possible, but if Avalonian energy is all dried up, I can't imagine. Well, there is something else I can do. What I can do is I can try transferring to Martlock and consume the Avalonian energy that's in Martlock, which I think I might do because I do have a lot of focus points to spend. I have a lot of resources to bring. Let's go to my economy tab. I have a lot of hide to transfer here. I don't have a lot of 4.1 hide, so I'm going to need to hold on to this 5.1 hide until I have enough 4.1. Let's see. So I think what I'm going to do is travel to Martlock. I'm going to bring all my cooking stuff to Martlock because I'm done. I'm not going to craft in Bridgewatch anymore, I think. That is a 7-minute investment, so I'm kind of thinking about it because I have a lot of Avalonian beef stew on sale in Bridgewatch already. We're out of Avalonian energy in Bridgewatch. The sell price on my Avalonian beef stew might be higher in Martlock because of the lower supply. Let's just do it. Forget it. Let's just go. I'm going to bring all my cooking ingredients, and we're going to travel all the way to Martlock. Okay, it can't hold that many. Let's see. Well, I'm not going to be doing fish sauces, right? So I'm going to deposit all my fish sauce. Bring that back out. Now, this is just for Avalonian energy. Honestly, though, I could just be patient and wait until the buy orders fill. What else do I want to do today? My focus points is at 18,000. I have focus potions to use. I don't want to spend all of my... Well, do I want to spend all of my focus on Avalonian beef energy? Yes, I do. Beef stew. So I'm going to bring my focus potions. I'm going to bring all of this. We're going to get the Avalonian energy in Martlock. And then we're going to craft as many Avalonian beef stews as I can. So let's check the ingredients. Make sure I have everything. Bop, bop, bop. This one. Corn. Yep, that's good. That's good. That's all good. Okay, so here's my transport. We're going to do a transport mission impromptu because we're out of Avalonian energy. So I'm going to have to get it from somewhere else. So we're making a migration to Martlock. That's going to take a few minutes. Now, during these few minutes, I'm going to dim my light a bit so that it doesn't kill my eyes. But during that 7 minutes, let's talk about the Albion economy a little bit. Now, as you have gathered, the Avalonian energy prices in Bridgewatch have gone up. So if you are an Avalonian energy seller, you will get a good price in Bridgewatch. The supply of Avalonian beef stew is up because I have personally crafted a bunch of Avalonian beef stew in Bridgewatch, and those sell orders aren't being processed. So if you are a buyer of Avalonian beef stew, go to Bridgewatch, spend some money on your Avalonian beef stews, and go from there. Now, I did a lot of recording yesterday, and I talked about a lot of things during my economy time recording yesterday, but unfortunately the audio was killed in that recording, so I have to kind of refresh and reuse and recycle some of that information that I recorded yesterday. But that's nobody's problem. That's my own problem. I should have done a mic check and checked the audio before actually recording, so I just got to take the L on that. Anyway, one of the things that I do during this economy time series is I will be doing my player island farms, and we'll talk a little bit about the best profits that you can get from player islands. We'll talk about how do you spend your focus points wisely, because the focus points are your key ingredient for making the most silver as you can on Albion Online. So you want to have a high amount of silver per focus point. They call it SPF. And a lot of new players gloss over this because they're like, oh, 10,000 focus points per day. Who cares, right? It doesn't give you anything, meaningful in the beginning. But as you get to higher levels of crafting, like level 100, in whatever it is you want to craft. For me, it's cooking right now. I'm steering away from cooking because even though the profit margins are there, the sell orders don't actually process very quickly. Like I have many sell orders for 8.3 beef stews in Bridgewatch right now, and they're just not moving at all. Nobody's buying them. And that is because of several things. One is an abundance of supply. There's a lot of 8.3 beef stew on the market that's priced reasonably. And so you have a high supply, and you also have a low demand because the average player doesn't have that much liquid silver that they're going to be able to spend a premium on 8.3 beef stews. So even though the beef stew is technically the highest level cooking meal that you can craft, that doesn't mean it has the highest level of demand, and it doesn't mean that it's going to generate the most silver. So you have to kind of be careful and choose your battles because okay, there's my pumpkins. There are my pumpkins. Because it's not like in RuneScape where everything scales linearly. Like in RuneScape, the lobster is worth a certain amount of money. The swordfish is worth a certain amount of money. The shark is worth a certain amount of money. And each tier you go higher gets better and better and better. So people are willing to pay more and more and more for it. That's not exactly how it is in Albion because the full loot nature of PvP makes it such that you don't always want to spend the highest amount of silver that you can. There are going to be many situations where you would prefer to spend less silver on something, and so the demand will end up going higher on an item that is less technically valuable. For example, an 8.2 beef stew or an 8.1 beef stew. Somebody might be willing to forego the extra stat points that you get from the 8.3 just to get a cheaper price in silver. So what will happen is you'll see very little movement in 8.3. You'll see a little bit more movement in 8.2. You'll see a lot more movement in 8.1. And then you will see even more movement in 8.0. When I say movement, I mean people buying it, right? There are going to be way, way, way more people buying the 8.0 than there are people buying the 8.1. So that's just something that you have to keep in mind. If you're going to try and sell these high ticket items, it's probably honestly even better to have a buyer before you do the crafting, right? If you have somebody who says that they're buying 8.3 beef stews, then you might as well, only craft as many as that person's willing to buy. Like, doing this whole thing with the sell orders is actually rather inefficient because I have to wait days and days and sometimes even weeks and months for these sell orders to process. And it's just, that's a learning opportunity for me. I've gained experience knowing now that running straight to 8.3 beef stew is not going to be the winning play, So there's that. I'm looking for the trade channel. Where is the trade channel? Recruitment, system, faction, guild. I'm trying to find, let's modify this. Okay, now I've got trade channel turned on. Now I'll be able to see if anybody's buying 8.3 beef stews. That way I can sell it to them directly. Let's do /tr selling Avalonian beef stew 8.0. Okay. What else can I talk about? I mean, I've already talked about quite a lot of things so far. We covered the market prices. We talked about silver per focus. We talked about not always doing the highest level meal or the highest level crafting, because even though it does generate the most value in terms of silver, that doesn't mean it's going to sell right away. So it's important to, me, I am in the position to play the long term. So I can afford to be down a few million silver over the course of a month. But the average player is going to want that silver in their pocket more quickly so that they can continue playing the game. And my advice to that person is to stick to the high volume items that sell frequently and quickly, like the 7.0 pork omelets. 7.1 maybe maximum is 7.2, but definitely not 7.3. Pork omelets, pork pies, beef stews. I would not dip into Avalonian items because they just sell very slowly. So you really don't want to waste any time working on crafting stuff that isn't going to sell very quickly. So, it is what it is. I have to pick my battles, and right now I'm trying to move out of cooking because I want to focus on other avenues of, profit. So we'll do a few episodes of cooking until I'm out of ingredients, and then we'll sell off the rest of my ingredients and pivot into probably not leather jacket crafting, if I'm honest, because leather jackets, I do have the specialization. I'm working on the spec for it, but I'm thinking I might turn off the spec for this because I know that the profit margins are not going to be very high in those items. Well, maybe they would be. Maybe they could be, because I could do buy orders for the artifacts, and I could just work on whatever artifact is low in price at the time. Maybe there is money to be made in leather jackets on second thought. So I might do a little bit of leather jackets. I might do gathering gear. We're thinking that gathering gear is not a very popular item to craft, so the supply might be low. The demand is definitely there. And so we might see some nice profit margins in gathering gear, bags and tools too, maybe. We'll see. But that's my, long term plan. I'm hoping to reach 10 million silver income per day, which is just like an overarching goal of doing this series. Is I want to calculate my daily profit. Well, not daily profit, but you know what? I think starting in tomorrow's episode, I'm going to track how much silver I'm making and how much silver I'm spending. That way we have some actual data to work with so that we can figure out, okay, how much am I doing? How much am I making today? How much am I planning to make for the month? And so on. So let's do that. Actually, let's start doing that now. I'm at 271 silver, 271 million, and we're almost at Martlock, so we're going to buy as many Avalonian energy as I can. Well, let's do the original 3,000, let's say. So let's pull up my notepad. Discontinue fish sauce, 271 mil, WILSHOCKER, Martlock. Okay, there we go. Now we're gonna jump into the marketplace. We're going to try to buy Avalonian energy. And there's a cooking station right there. It's a little expensive, but we'll see. See if there's any better cooking stations. Okay, we have limestone orders processed. That's fine. Buy order. I'm spending 2,500 on 3,000. 7.6 mil. Okay, 7.6 mil. Ava energy. So we want, whatever we end up cooking for this, we want it to be worth more than 7 point. We want it to be worth more than 7 point whatever mil. Okay. Now we've got our Avalonian energy. That's about 3,000 indeed. Actually, we're just under 3,000. So there's still more buy orders to process there. Okay, let's see. Cooking 845, 855, 825, 835, 835, 820. Let's go to this one over here for 825 then. If they're all going to be cartels anyway. Freaking cartels, man. Yeah, let's just go straight down here and try to craft as many of these Avalonian beef stews as I can. I'll aim for, well, I'll try to craft as many as I can. We're on an adventure. Ba, 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 da, da, da. I don't know if that's copyright, actually. I'm not going to sing anything. 825, let's go. Here we are. Tier 8, Avalonian beef stew. Okay, 4,000 focus points, whatever, it's fine. We are cooking now. Okay. So this is a lot of supply that I'm adding to the market. And like I said before, we're not going to get a whole lot of return on this. It's going to take weeks for me to sell this many stews. So it is a patience game. I do have to wait a while for these to sell, but they will. They will sell, and I will be much better off for it. There we go. Not enough resources, out of Avalonian energy. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. So now, what I could do is I could transport from Martlock to Thetford, buy Avalonian energy there. Yes. Am I seeing a pattern here? Buy all the Avalonian energy that I can possibly find on the market. Convert the Avalonian energy into Avalonian beef stews. And then, of course, continue my journey of cooking from there. So, let's do that. Let's go all around the world. And here we are. Okay, let's see. Where's my stew? Okay. 10.432 397 on Ava beef stews in Marlock. So definitely you can see about a 3 million silver profit on however much focus it was. I'll do the math on the focus points later, but you get the idea, right? So here's my limestone. I'm not going to pick those up yet, but we are going to travel to Thetford, buy out the Avalonian energies there, put my Avalonian beef stews onto the Thetford market, and then, continue on this little journey here. This, so far 27-minute journey. But here's the thing though, right? I'm buying the Avalonian energy. The price of Avalonian energy is going to go up across the board in all these cities. I'm selling the Avalonian beef stews. Yes. I'm generating a decent profit by doing this, but as far as how I'm going to spend my focus points after today, I'm going to be exiting Avalonian beef stews and entering a different market, most likely in Thetford, actually, now that I think about it, because that's where the leather jacket crafting city, and I do want to pivot into leather jackets and see if there's any profits that can be made there. So this is my little route, my little trucking route here that we're doing. All because we ran out of Avalonian energy in Bridgewatch. Now we've run out of Avalonian energy in Martlock, right? And now we're going to exhaust the supply of Avalonian energy in Thetford as well. So this is a nice little mission that I'm on, if I'm being honest. This is a nice little adventure in the economy of going to all these different places and working the market so that I can flip these Avalonian energies into Avalonian beef stews, and hopefully over the long term, turning a profit on all of these meals. So if you are a PvP player, be sure to consider buying Avalonian beef stews, because they will increase your damage and give you out of combat health regeneration. Very solid in corrupted dungeons, good in many PvP situations where you are running away and you want to get your health back as quickly as possible. Especially if you do a lot of PvE, you would consider doing the Avalonian beef stews for your PvE endeavors, and we could just go from there. So let's check the map. Where is Thetford? Thetford is one map more to the west and then straight north. Okay. Economy time with WILSHOCKER. Economy is something that I do every day because I care about silver. And the average player, to be honest, does not need to worry about their silver bags because most of the safe zone stuff is most of the safe zone stuff is uh, available regardless of your item power. And item power really only matters in black zone content where you have groups versus groups and guilds versus guilds and power core fights and battles over crystals, beetles, and battles over territories and castles and fights over valuable, pristine resources that are, very short in supply, things like that. So I enjoy the guild content on this game. I think it's really fun to play in a group and work on those guild versus guild combat systems. So I'm more than happy to spend some of my time, my very, very valuable and precious free time, by the way, which value my time more than most people do. This is something that I do with my time that does not feel like it's a waste in any capacity whatsoever. Um, there's a lot of things in this game that feel like a waste of time, like, well, actually, let me take that back. There's nothing in this game that feels like a waste of time because you're always working on something and getting progress on something and getting somewhere. Compared to other games where, for example, you know what? I'm not going to point any fingers. I don't think I'm above that. I'm not going to point fingers at anything, but because there's no such thing as a waste of time. If you're enjoying yourself, then you're not wasting time. But I get value out of seeing my silver numbers go up, and I like making silver. So that's what I'm doing with my time. So I'm going to make a lot of silver. Hopefully one day I'll be in the billions of silver because I'd love to be a billionaire on this game. I'm not there yet. I have a lot of items in buy orders and sell orders, and I have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? I have a lot of items in storage, and they're just sitting there in storage, not really moving any silver for me. So I have to fix that. Like all of these pumpkins and corns and stuff are not doing anything for me unless I'm using them for cooking, and unless the cooking items are actually selling, you know. But this is a journey that I am, figuring out one day at a time here. One day at a time. I don't think the Avalonian beef stews are necessarily the hottest item to sell. If I'm being honest, it's just what I calculated to be a high return on the focus points that I spend on them. So I want to get the most that I can out of my daily focus points, and this just happened to be what seemed to hit the right notes for me, because I wanted to get level 100 cooking. I got to level 100 cooking, and then I did all the math and all the calculations. You saw it on my notepad to try and figure out, okay, exactly which item is worth the most silver when I use focus points. So, oh boy, here we go. Okay, thankfully I'm on a mammoth, and mammoths are very strong. So I don't have to worry about dying on this thing. But let's continue. Let's get to Thetford, buy the Avalonian energy, and work on the beef stews. Might go all the way to Limhurst just to spend my focus points, just to get the money moving, Maybe this will be my long episode of economy time. Economy time. All of this for a 3 million profit margin, by the way. That's like $3 USD. It's not much. A lot of things in this game take up time, and actually you don't get much of a return on that time. But whatever, like I said, I want to be a billionaire, and this is the cost of becoming a billionaire, is you have to spend a lot of time on it. I also wonder about whether or not this video is actually good. So if you've made it this far into the video and you're actually invested in this journey of mine, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment letting me know that you enjoy this type of content so that I can, get a barometer going on whether or not it's even worth it to make economy time videos. Because I can definitely see a world where this is all not getting me anywhere. But there's definitely a world where this gets me somewhere, because maybe I can pull in 1,000 views. That view gets me, whatever it gets me in ad revenue. But I should also do a premium on not a premium, but a Patreon channel. Basically, if people want to support me on Patreon, they can, and we can go from there. Because if I could get maybe 100 patrons, or one day maybe even 500 patrons, that would put me in good shape, because then I could do this full time, and my life will be substantially better. I'll be able to do guild content. I'll be able to do a lot of Black Zone stuff. So that's kind of the idea, is to provide what value I can to people watching this sort of, silver making, silver profiting, silver generating content, and, add my 2 cents in there so that you can, hopefully learn from my mistakes, heed some of my advice, and be all the better off for it. So, we're almost there. Almost to Thetford. Want to see if I can buy some more Eveline energy. Like I said, of course, I don't want to keep repeating myself, but okay, I am feeling a bit hungry. I am in a fasted state right now, so I am burning fat as my energy source. And that's a whole other conversation topic. It's got nothing to do with the Albion economy, but it is definitely something that I focus on and put time into. So, let's see, what time is it? It's almost 8 o'clock Eastern time. Almost 8 o'clock. What am I doing at 8 o'clock? Usually I'm just doing this 8 o'clock. Honestly, though, if I spend this much time on the Albion economy, then I'm taking time away that I would be spending on PvP. So that is something that I have to consider, whether or not I actually want to invest this much time into economy stuff. So here's what I'll do. I will stop doing economy stuff when it reaches 8 a.m. and then I'll shift immediately into Corrupted Dungeons. Well, it depends too, because I have today off, so I have time to spend on economy stuff and then do some PvP later, because I don't have work today. But on a work day, I'll do some economy stuff, stop at 8, do my PvP from 8 to 9, start my day at work, and then I'll take my lunch break at 1 p.m. Then do my editing and upload onto YouTube for both of the videos. One's got to be economy, one's got to be PvP. So that's kind of the idea for now. Definitely want to get the Patreon going, because I want people to, consider becoming patrons and consider supporting me so that I can do this more often. Okay, we are finally at Thetford. We have spent a grand total of 14 minutes just traveling from city to city, which, is a part of the game. It's not necessarily a very rewarding part of the game, but it is a part of the game. And now we shall purchase our Avalonian energy. We will drive up the price to about 2,500 or so. We'll do our Avalonian beef stew crafting and see how many resources we can spend along the way. Let's do Avalonian energy. I want to buy 2,500. I want to do about 3,000. I want to record that. Minus 7.6 min on Ava energy. Okay, there's my 3,000. Okay, there's my 3,000. I actually have a lot of focus points to spend, actually. So, maybe I'll do another city after this. I know it's crazy, but 999, get out of here. Let's do this 770. 850, 840. 755 is even better. Let's do one of these 755s. 755 is right for me, man. Moving it along with my mammoth, baby. Dipping my toes into multiple markets. Avalonian beef stew for everybody. Ava beef stew here. Avalonian beef stew. Avalonian beef stew right here, baby. Ah, yes. Talk about a slow video. I've done 42 minutes of this. I would say it's a little slow, but obviously beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Everything is subjective. You know, different people are going to like different things. Everything is content. Everything is good. No matter what you're doing, somebody out there is going to think it's good. So I'm not totally against this trajectory that I'm on. I think it's a healthy and good thing for me to do with my time, as opposed to just doing all this crafting off screen and off recording, because then I'm not getting as much value out of it. So yeah, this is kind of a win-win situation here. There we go. Now we can still craft another 60. Let's do that. There we go. All right, so there's that. get to that market. Put up my sell order. Let's do the math on that. 10,903, 066 minus okay, so we got approximately 731 silver per focus point. Just that's 7.3 mil a day, right? Times 30 days, 219 million silver per month. If all of them sell, which they will eventually. But the idea here is, let's see. I could craft more here. There's a lot of Avalonian energy in Thetford. Holy crap. There's a lot of them. Holy crap. Okay. Wow. We've got a huge amount of Avalonian energy in Thetford. I was not expecting this much. Wow. That's surprising. I could actually spend more money here and make even more money. Wow. Talk about an interesting series. I did not realize I was going to be able to buy that many Avalonian energy. Okay then. Let's do that. Oh, I'm out of pork. Or out of beef. Now I need more beef. How many can I have in my inventory? $424. Holy crap. I don't want to pay that much. $402. $424. It's not a big difference. It's like an extra 20k per. It's nothing. Okay, there we go. Let's keep going. I want to basically buy out the supply of Avaladian energy and raise the price to 2,500 each. And then I'll consider stopping. 52 minutes. Not bad. Whew. This is actually limited on my beef this time as well. Ooh. Well, I need more coffee. I think I'm just gonna run out all my focus points and then stop. Not enough Avalonian energy. I need more beef too, I think. No, I still got some beef. I should be doing abalone and pork omelets on second thought. They still sell about they still sell about 1,000 a day. One, two, three. Yeah, that's exactly how many I need. Yeah, abalone and beef stew sell about 1,000 a day, so give or take a few days, I might sell them all. I will sell them all, so this is consistent profit for me. Just gonna run out of beef again. I should get rid of this bread to free up the inventory space, but you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, nah, just stick with the beef for now. There we go. Gonna need to buy more beef. I have a lot of focus points to spend. Oh boy. I'm back up to 20,000 focus. Gonna try to spend as much of that as I can today. Gotta buy money to make money. Gotta spend money to make money. I didn't know what that meant until way later. Let's switch over to pork omelets. How much is the returns on pork omelets? 1100 silver per focus on Ava pork alms. The profit per focus is so much better on beef stew. There we go. Let's get back to crafting. This is an all-day thing. I could spend a long time on this. Yeah, let's go. I'm gonna get myself some coffee while this is brewing. All right, we're still cooking. Now we're cooking with beef. Here we go. Okay, not enough Avalonian energy. Let's go back. Food is love, love is food. Okay. What else? Okay, let's do buy as many of these under 2,500 as I can. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, never mind. Okay, there's the 2,500 bit. Now I'm gonna get some beef. Three, 4. Let's do this. All right. We have spent a lot of silver today. But we'll see the returns. We'll see how much is sold by tomorrow. Probably not much, but we'll see. Just trying to spend these focus points. There we go. Another cook. How do I make this interesting? There's no way. There's no way to make this interesting. I'm sorry. It's just cooking. It's just investing time and energy and work for a profit yield return later. All right. Keep rolling. We are investing very heavily into the Avalonian beef stew market, spending a lot of silver on it. But the returns will be great. The returns will be great. Almost done. Let's go. Goodness. Okay, we're all out of Avalonian energy in this market. Let's move on to Fort Sterling and do the same thing there. Let me cancel that buy order I put up. Okay, so we're out of Avalonian energy in Thetford, so we're gonna travel to Fort Sterling, invest in the Avalonian energy there, uh, put some more Avalonian beef stews onto the market. Let's see. We want to go north, west, north, north, west, west, west. I'll figure it out. Let's go. Let's go north. Oh boy, this is a grind. I was not expecting to do this much today on this first episode. I was not expecting to go through this whole process today, but you know, the opportunity is here. I've got the focus potions to use. I've got a lot of silver to spend on these beef stews, and I've got great profit margins on these items, so I'm gonna take advantage of it while I can, you know. So pretty much I'm gonna have the Avalonian energy prices up in every city. At this rate, it's gonna be every city, but I'm also going to have, you know, the supply of Avalonian beef stew is gonna go up in every city. Prices will dip a little bit, but in terms of investment return on the investment, it doesn't get much better than this. So I'm happy to do it, you know. Trying to get the most I can out of my focus points, and I'm pretty sure I'm doing this correctly. I think this is the right move to make. Like I said at the beginning of the video, the amount of time it's going to take for these stews to sell is going to be quite large. It could take several weeks for these stews to fill, but I'm going to be much better off for it, so that's good. We are playing the market, boys. Playing the market. Now, once I run out of beef here, I think I'm going to switch over to pork omelets and see how those do. No, I'm not. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to stay on beef. Stay on beef. Trying to diversify is losing play. Got to go all in, baby. I go one more map to the northeast, and then I just go straight southeast. This is fun, actually. This is not bad. This is quite an interesting journey for me. Nothing's sold yet, but I'm not worried about it. They'll sell. Oh, life was so much simpler when I was just doing refining, honestly. Lower returns on that, though. This is a lot of silver that I'm making. ba 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 ba. Getting there slowly but surely. I am getting there. 1 hour, 17 minutes. I have been working on this for quite a bit. Here's our mountain. I love the mountain. I wonder if the mountain or the forest is my favorite. I think I prefer the mountain now that I think about it. Penfanair. How relaxing. Isn't it nice? Having a nice little journey. Going on a nice walk. Calder Fissure. Never heard of that map before. Reminder to drink water. Love it. Not at 4 sterling yet. Almost there. Oh gosh, what a gauntlet. I was not expecting to put in this much work. Here we are, almost there. Gosh. What a journey. What an adventure it's been. Ah, civilization, finally. $620, $610, $470. $470. Let's go to this $471. We have made it to Fort Sterling, and we are now going to be buying as much Avalonian energy as I can. Okay. I'm gonna need a bit more beef, I think. Good price. Here we go. That's what we want. Let's get cooking. Let's get cooking. Okay, that's gonna take a while. I'm gonna dip away for a minute. All right. I'm back just in time. Let's get back. I mean, I can carry more, but I don't know. I'm just doing this one step at a time. One step at a time. Here we go. Yeah, this will take another minute. Holy crap! Whoever bought stocks in SanDisk Corporation made 500% this year. Holy moly! Holy moly! That's a lot. Bloom Energy. 228% in Bloom Energy. How did Nvidia do this year? Only 12% in Nvidia. Okay. La la la. I still have 40,000 focus points to use. This is crazy. Well, I've got time today, that's for sure. Memorial Day weekend, baby. Extra day off. Gosh. Supply in Fort Sterling is rather high. I'm glad I did this. I'm glad I got into all these different markets. It's gonna be great. Dragon Teasel. All those buy orders. I'm gonna run out of beef and corn soon too. This is a lot of work. A lot of work. Gonna run out of beef again soon. But that's okay. Beef prices here are really good. Food is love. Love is food. 15% above average. I don't want to spend that much. $770.
When people are like, we don't know anything about who built the pyramids. No, you don't know. I study Egyptology, but we don't even understand hieroglyphics. You don't understand. I can sight read Middle Egyptian. What do y'all know?
Eighty-one thousand subscribers, and
Okay, well, I'm not just gonna sit on my phone while recording. That's a little rude. It's like being at a dinner table and there's people watching and you're on your phone. That's just not. It's not very becoming. But I just gotta wait for this food, man. Gotta wait for this food. I started the day with how much silver? I started the day with 271 million. I've spent over 100 million silver on ingredients today, which is fine. You know, it is going to be a lot of profit, so I don't mind. I don't mind at all. But yes, I probably don't want to sit on my phone while I'm recording a YouTube video. I don't think I've ever seen somebody else do that before. Maybe if it was a live stream, it might be a little different. But this is a recording that's going to be on the internet forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. And so, you know, it behooves me to make it as valuable as possible. So what did we do today? We bought Avalonian energy. We crafted Avalonia beef stews, and then we moved on to the next city and did the same thing, and then the next city and did the same thing, and the next city and did the same thing. And this is just spending all of my focus points on Avalonian beef stew. That's going to generate me, I don't know how many focus points I've used so far today, but it's a lot. And it's going to be a lot of silver, so once all these sell orders process and the food moves and everybody's happy, I'm going to be happy. Now, the alternative to this, the worst case scenario, is that I spent all this silver and nobody buys any of it and they don't sell. And the sell order expires and then I have to pay taxes on the sell orders again. That would suck. But we'll cross that bridge if we get there. But hey, it's almost 9 a.m. I think I'm just going to hold on to my focus potions for now and continue this tomorrow because this has been quite an adventure, quite a journey. I spent over 100 million silver on Avalonian energy, and I think it's time for a break. So let's finish up this craft, get it on the market, and then we'll be good for the day. So thank you for watching today's episode of Economy Time with WILSHOCKER. We are going to do this pretty much on a daily basis. because I always do my economy first thing in the morning. I go for a walk. I wake up, I go for a walk, and then I come on Albion and I do my economy. So this is me doing that. And then after breakfast, it's going to be time for PvP. We'll do a little bit of PvP, and then we'll upload that video onto YouTube. And yeah, so be sure to like, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Let's put this up on the market, and we will call it a day. At almost 2 hours, almost 2 hours of crafting today. $30.9 mil. There we go. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Remember to like and subscribe. And I will be back with more next time.